Hi, welcome to another video. So, Microsoft recently launched Phi-4. Phi-4 Model is their latest small language model in the Phi family that offers high-quality results at a small size. It's only 14 billion parameters, which means that it is something that can feasibly be run on a computer with about 16 GB VRAM.
Is there like a parameter to RAM conversion that I could check? Yeah, 14. Right? What are the variables to calculate? Yeah. Possess. Okay, install. And I have downloaded. I'm not able to start getting into the LLM. I started looking for a model and how to play. I cannot understand. I was too much money. As I was told, for modern LLMs, the highest precision rate representation is float 16 or B float 16, meaning 16 bits. This means each parameter weight use 16 bits, which equal 2 bytes. So if you want to run a model and score original precision to get the highest quality output and full capability of the model, you need 2 bytes for each. Model in full original precision. Oh, that's why your CPU and GPU has to be the same, not just CPU. Alright.
Or if you're on a Mac, then you can fit this model on a Mac with about 24 GB of RAM as well, which is quite good and can be easily run. Plus, because it's small, it should also be cheaper in inference. They say that this model can do complex reasoning in areas such as math, in addition to conventional language processing. First, let's talk about the benchmarks a bit. But before we do that, let me tell you about today's sponsor, NinjaChat. NinjaChat is an all-in-one AI platform that gives you access to more than 10 models like Claude 3.5 Sonnet, GPT-4o, Gemini, and even image generation models like Flux, and video generation models like Kling, and much more, all in one place, for a price that's even cheaper than one ChatGPT membership.
What is this called? Ninja? We got a link in the bio? Ninja chat. Ninja chat. Let me see. Convert your videos into text chat with video from day trial. Integration. I feel like I'm on the wrong website, y'all. For sure I'm on the wrong website.
Starting at only $11. Not just that, they have a bunch of AI tools that can help you use these models in intricate ways. They have also recently added an artifacts feature to their platform that now
HoneyBook completely changed how I do business.
Sure.
I'm a photographer and independent business. It's a
Oh,
fact.
on the wrong
Running your own
website.
business
That
is
was
hard.
.ai,
Don't make
not
it harder
.com.
than it has to be. Get HoneyBook. HoneyBook brings my entire client flow under one roof. HoneyBook handles my proposals, contracts.
now allows you to generate code, preview it, and share it with others using preview links, which is great. It can even run Python code and create charts. You can check them out through the link in the description, and make sure to use my coupon code Qwen-2.5 to get an additional 25% off these already great deals. Now, let's come back to the video. So, the benchmark details are not as available in this blog post, but they're available in the technical report. So, let's look at it here. First of all, it beats Qwen 2.514b in every benchmark except in Simple QA, Drop, and eFeval. It comes really close to Llama 3.370b in most benchmarks, while even beating it in GPQA and math benchmarks, which is kind of insane for a model this size. It even beats GPT-4o in those benchmarks as well, which is also great. So, it's great in benchmarks according to its size. Now, one thing is that it only supports a context length of 16K tokens, which is kind of bad for sure, considering most models have 128K context these days. But if the model is good, we can ignore that, and most probably some person would fine-tune the model or something to make it support much more context. Anyway, the model is available on their Azure AI Foundry to use and will be available on Hugging Face next week. But now, to test it on Azure AI Foundry is a pretty big hassle,
So I guess they're leaving it on the Azure until they figure out all the quirky things about it and then pushing it to
as
production,
it
which is Hugging
requires you to set
Face.
up a VM, then it deploys the model weights there and stuff like that. But, as with anything, some people have shared the model weights by extracting them from the Azure AI Foundry, because it's basically just model weights deployed on a virtual machine by
Mm,
them. Anyway, so some people extracted it and converted it to GGUF and even quantized it,
oh,
which is
so
great.
that's what you're doing.
It
Yes,
is available on
I
Hugging
ain't gonna
Face,
lie,
and the extracted model is also available on Llama
Mr. AI King, you gotta kick him out the group. Yeah, that nigga gotta go. Word to that nigga gotta go. Because from now on, I'm probably gonna attempt to solve this dude's problem. And that sucks because you charging people and he just wants it for free.
as well. So you can just run it and use it as well. The official weights will soon follow in a week. So once that's available, you can use that as well locally. Anyway, so you can run it locally via Llama. But if you want to try it out with GLHF and use it for free, then you can just put in this Hugging Face repo, and then it will get the Phi-4 model booted up. And now we can use it via API and everything. So that's super cool.
And just more context for that user, use the Qwen model, and I tried to make a Jarvis. The only thing I would say is Qwen is not as equipped as Llama, because Llama was the LLM that I ultimately had to switch to, because Qwen just, I don't know if it was the parameter size being too big in the computer I was running on, but it was just giving me either a long wait time for a response or just a lot of tough back end stuff in the terminal. And yeah,
Another thing that I want to mention before testing is that you should run this model with a temperature of 0. 0.5 and a top probability of 0. 0.5 as well,
okay.
and also update the context length to 16K if you use something like OpenWebUI, which defaults to 2K. This setting is the best and gives you the best results. Now, let's test it out. These are the 13 questions that I'm going to try it against. The first question is, tell me the name of a country whose name ends with Leah. Give me the capital city of that country.
Here's what you're gonna do.
Australia, I don't know what the capital was. I ain't gonna butcher.
Well,
Yeah.
the answer to this could be Canberra, or any capital of a country whose name ends with Leah. Let's send it and see. Here's the answer, and it's correct. So, let's mark it as a pass. Now,
Mm, okay. So I'm gonna submit this because this is how you guys use case and test the models. So I'm gonna snip that because I'm gonna need my own template when I start doing what I use it once. So we're gonna say which one is better. All right. And again, I think that user for just like insight, because I see a lot of questions come from the benchmarking side of things, and people just want to know comparison. So I guess from here on, I'm gonna make sure the comparisons between some of the biggest LLMs and just different things are already in store. I don't know
The
how
next
hard it
question
is.
is, what is the number that rhymes with the word we use to describe a tall plant? The answer should be 3 because it rhymes with tree. Let's send it and check. Okay, so it first said that it doesn't know, and it does this sometimes. So then I just asked it to give me a number, and here's the answer, and it's correct. So I'll give this a pass. The next question is, there are 5 people in a house, A, B, C, D, and E. A is watching TV with B, D is sleeping, B is eating a sandwich, and E is playing table tennis. Suddenly, a call comes on the telephone. B went out of the room to pick up the call. What is C doing? The answer should be that it cannot tell because it isn't mentioned. Or I'll even accept if it says that C is playing table tennis with E. Let's send it and see. Okay, here's the answer, and it's correct. So, let's keep this a pass. Now, the next question is, name an English
Nah, that's
adjective
good.
of Latin origin that begins and ends with the same letter, has 11 letters in total, and for which all vowels in the word are ordered alphabetically. The answer could be something like transparent. Let's send it and see.
See, I feel like a true case study on testing the LLM would be, what is it? Inputting it in the language that it knows best. Like I don't know if it's just me thinking like that, but we training it on like languages that human made. Like why don't we train it on languages that, binary and different type of shit that computer hardware is made. That's just me.
Okay, here's the answer, and this is not correct. So, this is a fail. The next question is, Courtney said that there were 48 people, but Kelly said that Courtney had overstated the number by 20%. If Kelly was right, how many people were there? The answer should be 40. Let's send it and see. Okay, here's the answer, and this is correct. So, let's mark this as a pass. Now the next question is, I have 2 apples, then I buy 2 more. I bake a pie with 2 of the apples. After eating half of the pie, how many apples do I have left? The answer should be 2. Let's send it and see. Okay, here's the answer, and this is also correct. So, let's mark it a pass. The next question is, Sally is a girl. She has 3 brothers. Each of her brothers has the same 2 sisters. How many sisters does Sally have? The answer should be 1. Let's send it and see. Okay, here's the answer, and this is correct. So, let's mark this as a pass. The next question is, if a regular hexagon has a short diagonal of 64, what is its long diagonal? The answer should be 73.9. Let's send it and see. So, it first gave me the equation, and then I had to ask it for the integer, and it gave me the correct answer. So, this is a pass. Now the next question is, create an HTML page with a button that explodes confetti when you click it. You can use CSS and JS as well. Let's send it and see. Okay, here's the answer, and if I run it, then this works pretty well. So, this is a pass. Now the next question is, create a Python program that prints the next X leap years based on user input. Let's send it and check. Okay, here's the answer. Let's run it and check. Okay, here's the answer. Let's run it and check. Okay, this works pretty well. So,
Into leap year. Leap years.
this is also a pass. The next question is, generate the SVG code for a butterfly.
What is SVG? I keep seeing that. What is that? Like digital programming or some shit? Because I know 3D.js, they was talking about .svg, SVG this, SVG that. What is that? Oh, it's a vector file, unique image format. Okay, cool. Cool.
Let's send it and see. So, this looks pretty much like a butterfly.
Nah, bro, hold on. Nah, I had to make sure that y'all could y'all could see this part, bro. I had to pause it because that failed, bro. That's not a butterfly. I don't know what that is, bro. Let's cover it because that ain't no butterfly. That's a fail for
So,
me.
this is a pass. The next one is, create a landing page for an AI company. The landing page should have 4 sections: header, banner, features, and contact us. Make sure that the landing page looks sleek and modern. You can use HTML, CSS, and JS. Let's send it and see. Okay, it's now done. And if we preview this, then you can see that this looks pretty good. So, this one's a pass.
Yeah,
The next question is, write a game of life in Python that works on the terminal. Let's send it and see. Here's the code. Let's run it and check. Okay, this works. So, this is also a pass. Now this is the final chart.
what is I don't
So,
know what the
this
game of
model is
life is,
pretty
so I can't
mind-blowing.
really
I haven't seen any other model of this size that scores this great on my tests.
honestly. Okay, so the butterfly one, that's 2 out of what, 13? So we got a 11 out of 13.
It's just
That's
insane, to
pretty
be
good,
honest.
bro. That's pretty good.
I mean, I can literally compare it to bigger models that are more than even 405 billion parameters, and it still comes in the top 5, which is pretty insane.
Damn. One is still leading the chase, dude.
In its own sector and in its own size, it performs just too well. It's insane to see. I mean, it's too good. And at this size, this is the first model I have seen do this. It's really amazing. I do believe that this is possible only because Microsoft is making this model, because it is claimed that GPT-4o Mini is also a similar parameter size model. And recently, the Microsoft CEO said that they have every detail about OpenAI's model because they give them their servers for training. Probably this Phi-4 model is also based on how OpenAI made that.
That's crazy. You telling me all the stuff that we use on OpenAI gets trained with Google? How do you make sure that no one... Nah,
Model.
that's...
It is majorly based on synthetic data that they created, and it's just amazing to see such a model coming out. This is probably going to be the best model, and I prefer this for coding even over Qwen-2.5 coder, at least for me. This is just too good. I didn't expect such great results going in, but this is a too good model, to be honest. It's a really good model, and I'm going to use it a lot as it's really great. And it's like Llama 3.3, but 5x lower in parameters. Another thing that I want to mention is that the technical paper of this model is also really great. They have even given their prompts about how they made synthetic data with.
What is a technical... Because I'm learning a lot of stuff from this video in itself on how people in the AI space kind of think.
They have even given their prompts about how they made is also really great. Want to mention is that the technical paper of this model is also really great. They have even given their prompts about how they made synthetic data with GPT-4o and how they did pre-training, mid-training, and post-training.
I can
It's a
understand
really
any
good
model in
paper.
depth and relevant information.
Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option
Oh,
below. Or you can also consider becoming a member by clicking the join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.
so low key, you don't need GitHub. You could low key have your own thing going and sell it as a flash drive, like your research and stuff. I think I got a plan. Oh man, make sure y'all check out the AI King. He has one of the best channels when it comes to information on LLMs.